We are live, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. How is it going? How are you today, fellas? Morning, everyone. We're live. Join us. Join our stream. What a great time. Morning, everyone. Beautiful timing in the markets. What's happening on the 5-minute? Let's look into the Nasdaq. Are we going to react to the upside? Is it going to be a bullish day today? Did we just ended our bearish instance? How is it going? How do you feel today, guys? Morning, everyone. $377 5-minute candlesticks aims towards getting back basically in the highs. We're gonna draw our lines and work around the charts as we get closer to the opening and slowly take our time. Today we gotta perform on the markets very well. Two green days for our 150k accounts. They have been copy traded. So we got a Friday of $1,010. And then yesterday, Monday, 1,510. Totally 2,520. This is what has been achieved so far. Looking forward another green day. Looking forward the possibility here to strongly get above 400s, which is something I believe we're going to do, guys. We do have a bullish entry here.
Order filled.
And we got our first entry on 150k account. Possibility here to break above 400s. And a quick scalp that we're doing. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our live stream of the day with a quick single contract on the micro just to test out the water and have a good moment around the markets. We're going to add 3 more contracts here.
Order filled.
And another 3 contracts.
Order filled.
So we are sitting on 7 contracts right now. Micros. This looks very interesting on the 5-minute for continuation. There was quite of a strong closing out there that we just had. Comparing with a 358, that was kind of the temporary top. It is a nice possibility here to push above 400s. That's a nice possibility to run through the 400s. 24 minutes till the opening time. Morning, everyone. Have a good day. Have a good time. Yeah, Francis, you have to respect the rule. There is no privileged situation. There is no privileged status. We have to respect the trading rules when it comes down to the 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and so on. It's kind of obvious. This is the only way the business and the environment could function if it respects the rules. Let's see if we can push above 400s. Looks interesting so far in the 1 minute. 500 right there would be an interesting target around 412. Let's have a look into the 15-minute candlestick, which looks great, right? So this is pretty much the candle that will indicate us the ability for us to get in a continuation to the upside, as long as the 7-minute closing is going to be above 358, the blue horizontal line. If we close above that, definitely aiming for much higher levels. In terms of the openings, we got the daily opening much higher, 527. So that's going to remain on the table, guys. 527 is a good target. It is a place where the selling pressure could easily step in. But at the same time, in a bullish case scenario, you will definitely attack to take the top of 590, 600s, which means this one, right? A bullish scenario would mean to get into the 200 EMA blue line. A bullish scenario for the whole day, which sits around 700s. Wish you a great trading days, guys. And some good possibilities here. The chart is not looking bad at all. 7 micros on a copy trading account on 150k. Before the market opens. Welcome everyone, good morning for all the guys that recently joined. Make sure you have a great time and feel free to ask me any questions, any concerns, any details, and participate with your positive vibe, guys. Monthly and weekly openings are also targets that I believe on, which are these two levels on 21,000, right? So a bullish week is definitely going to send us over there, especially you have an FVG. FVG stands for the fair value gap above those levels. So that's something that we should definitely consider as a nice liquidity. 1 minute is trying to move. If this is not going to get rejected, we could definitely start expecting, right? So the question is going to remain whether I want to exit here or let this thing run a little bit higher, which is something that I just did, move my take profit a little bit higher. We will handle this specific trade with the stop loss accordingly as we try to go higher and higher. Yeah, we do have the opening coming out quite soon, so I don't want to be overexposed. I guess 7 contracts of micro are sufficient for the moment. Hope you have a great day, guys. Could we have crypto futures? Yeah, we could look into the crypto futures right now. BTC market is here. We could also have crypto futures in terms of trading, but I'm not doing day trading right now with the crypto space. I'm just swing trading. So I'm going to talk about the crypto markets as a swing trading perspective. Bitcoin right now has been pumping based on the Bitcoin reserve, crypto reserve announcement, BTC, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. These are the 5 cryptocurrencies which have been announced to be part of the strategic investment plan. So we had the pump during the weekend, and then on 4 hours, 200 EMA totally rejected us. Also, the downtrending resistance line was there. So during the next business days on Monday, we got back and fully filled up the gap we built on CMA, right? So BTC had a gap on CMA, it has been grabbed, it has been filled. The big movement happened during the weekend, so the market opened with a massive gap, and that has been filled up very nicely. Over leveraged people will always suffer from such situations, and this is why the markets gotta do their job of tweaking around and playing around with traders, especially in the crypto space. So this is the way it looks, this is how it looks. Now, other things. Well, Nvidia is having a pre-market opening around 110, which is below the current low But it's still sitting at a place where there is a lot of support guys appearing. So Nvidia is not in a bad shape at these levels. Like, there is support coming from this low, $100, 101, not dollars, but the index. And then you also have levels sitting around 100 coming from those tops. Right, so Nvidia is full of buying pressure around it. S&P 500 4-hour reaction is possible. And we got to be careful with that. Thank you, Benjamin. So for 100K, the payout is $2,000. You can have maximum 3 straight to funded accounts. No more than 3 that are running active, right? If you burn any of the accounts, you can replace them by buying new ones. But at a single time, simultaneously, you can have 3 out of any type, right? So there is 50, 100, 150, and a 250K. The most enjoyed is the 150K. Currently, there is the March promotion, which is 35% basically discount with a coupon Scramble at the checkout. Links are available in the description area. So 35% is right now the discount, 40% expired. What's happening on the 1 minute? It looks decent, guys. 15 minutes to go till the opening, but this looks kinda holding on to the movement we had, so we're trying to build on top of it. That's the language right now. Of course, this could be reversed. You get a maximum per account, not per user, but per account. 6 payouts. 6 payouts per account. If you get 3 payouts and you lose the account, and you get 3 payouts on another one and you lose the account, that is not going to move you to live in terms of their rules. So in case there are exceptions, because there are people burning accounts when they get to 3 to 4 due to the fact that they don't want to go live. That's their personal desire. So they burn the account. They intentionally lose it and restart with new directive funded accounts. Which is why sometimes Ticktick Trader moves people earlier to live instead of letting users to cycle through and farm such accounts. No, sometimes they move people earlier than 6 payouts. You cannot have 3 of a specific plan and another 3 of other. It has to be totally 3. Totally 3. There's also a strong possibility here, from the way the market looks, towards a divergence. Usually such lows that are just tweaking below the previous one and receiving massively a rejection are basically places and times of liquidity sweep and reversal points. The movements that we have here are the ones I'm talking about. What's happening here with our trade? Hope you have a great time, fellas. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the material, and let me know any questions. Let's go to the 5-minute candles. To me, this is definitely not looking ugly. But I guess this wants to extend into the market opening. So that's a beautiful target here. We also had here a support, a downtrending support line, which could get reversed, acting as a resistance over there. Would not exclude that. And of course, the downtrending resistance line as well. This is what we have at this very moment. Gold is going down today. I mean, in the last few hours. Bitcoin as well is trying to survive on these levels. US dollar is to the upside, enjoying itself. Let's have an indicator here portraying certain things that I care about. This is something very interesting for me. I did wanted to see if we got denied basically on an important line, which is exactly what happened. We got denied, backed up by a resistance average line. Nine minutes to go, guys, till the market opens. Volatility is expected. Be careful on the trades. Be careful on prior stop losses, prior take profits. Be careful on all these things, as you already know that they could hurt your trading in terms of microscoping rules. Make sure to like the video, smash that button, fellas, for those of you enjoying. And let's see what's happening in this one. Expecting a chop here and a market continuation at some point, which is why I'm sitting quite comfortable in this trade. An overextension basically of the bulls would be starting with 667 points Right, so from here about 320 points, guys. A movement from the place we are into that level would actually represent a massive movement. So there is a lot to go here in terms of calling it overbought. Definitely not the case. I'm not in a live trade in terms of live trade or a TTT. I'm actually on a simulated account, live trade, but it's a simulated, so it's not a live trader. I started the accounts very recently at a time I started live streaming. The onboarding process takes anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks usually, with a documentation with the rules exposed to you in a very specific way, considering your trading approach, trading style, and statistics that you have to that point. Their risk management team is gonna verify all the informations and will create a custom trading environment for you, which is why TTT is pretty much amazing, having the ability to shape custom environments for people. What works fits the best for you. So instead of coming with a flat way of working, where you have to totally adapt to that, they try to consider the patterns of trading of each person, which is very healthy, very healthy. Make sure to enjoy, fellas. Smash that like button so we can have a great time. This is a nice 5-minute rejection, guys, that we have here. Trying to build on top of it. Oh. That came in tough. That selling pressure came in tough. Right after the closing. Right after the 5-minute closed. The very next second. Has been sold 30 points. In terms of the stop loss, we're always going to exit manually and in a custom way, depending how does the charts look like. I do enjoy working with dynamic type of behavior in terms of take profit, stop losses. To me, it makes sense to be dynamic as the market communicates with you continuously. You just adapt to that. This is an interesting spot here on the current candle wick that we just closed, right? So on the previous candle, that's an interesting rejection right there. That's an interesting denial point, possible denial point. Ticktick Trader Cup, look at that movement. We're taking our take profit higher. Our take profit is going to go higher. So there's 3 minutes to go till the opening. Volatility is increasing massively. $1,044 is right now on our take profit side. Yes, you can open a trade right now, but you need to hold it at least for 10 seconds. Minimum 10 seconds, guys. Before the market opens with 5 minutes and after the market opens with 5 minutes, minimum 10 seconds to hold on your trade. So do not play with 5 ticks, 10 ticks, because this is something that might take less than 10 seconds, and that's not good. It is the usual mess here that we have before the opening. One minute to go, guys. Our 15-minute candle here needs the rejection. We got some interesting targets to work with here on the 15-minute. "30 seconds to go, guys, and we are grabbing the opening." "5 seconds, fellas." Here we are with the market opening. We're going to grab 3 contracts here. So we're sitting on 10. I just added DC8 to my position here as we are speaking. And if the market wants to continue down, I'm going to slowly get out of this. But I'm looking forward to seeing a decent rejection here and a market continuation to the upside. If that's not happening, slowly we're going to get out. $1,516 is the max target that I want to do for the day. No more than that. So about 100 points from here. And we're going to relax. Have a look into that. Moves nicely. There's a lot of the noise here, but the 5-minute is not looking that bad. Let's have a look into the S&P 500. Opens below, creates a massive gap. Wouldn't be surprised to take that out. Which means wouldn't be surprised today just to simply walk through the gap we created. 849. Nvidia did gapped, but it wants to go to the upside. It wants to be bullish. total different than what happens on the S&P, which also might be temporary going downwards. And this is taking the markets down so far. I do have this specific low here. Which I'm looking for seeing holding, otherwise I'm out. That's a place a lot of the people got into. Look at that. There's a bit of reaction going on already. Obviously, I'm in a quite dangerous position here with that rejection on 1 minute. Not enjoying that. This is not looking the best so far. Let's find out more on the reaction we supposed to have here. Nvidia pumps very, very nicely. Look at that, guys. It did open much lower, but the movement is serious. So I guess a delayed type of behavior is going to come into the... Look at the Nasdaq. Beautiful rejection. Come on. You just have to follow Nvidia. Look at Nvidia, nice pump. That's what we need. 330, 320s, a lot of the people got into that specific pivot point on 260s. S&P is the one taking us down and creating such problems. But Nvidia is crazy. Filling up the entire gap and probably continuing above. Could be a very strong bullish day on the Nvidia, guys. So the whole space should react. BTC dipped below as well. Usually this is happening when the movements, the majority movements of the day are bullish, right? Slightly after the opening, the very next minutes, dips below a pivot point, takes out liquidity, enjoys with all the stop losses that have been hit, and then continues to run. Basically 82,000, we quickly pump to 83,500. Look at that. In 10 minutes. And this is because Nvidia is nice. Nasdaq is still fighting around this level. Not the most comfortable position I am. But the other currencies and indices as well, instruments, are looking good. Look at a BTC. Bitcoin, Nvidia. Look at a Nasdaq. Nice movement in the last minute, guys. Come on, let's do this. This is looking great. So if I show you the 15 minute, that looks really bullish. Which is why we're gonna enjoy this. Look at that. Sitting on profit already. This is what happens when you believe in a low that is supposed to hold, it holds, and you are riding with it. About to break above that specific high here on 400s and getting into my target on 439. That's a very strong 1 minute candle. Extremely unlikely not to continue with that. So we're not going to exit. We're not going to sell anything partially. We're not going to do anything like that. We're not going to do anything stupid. We are just going to hold. Look at a BTC, guys. BTC again is nuts. We might have some crazy news coming around Bitcoin. We might have some craziness again. It's going to be a very, very volatile week for Bitcoin, especially with the first summit from the White House. First such official summit. with major official announcements. Have a look into that, fellas. Close to getting into my target. No reason for me to get out here. Just like I said yesterday. If you don't risk, you never drink champagne. This is a trade that I've been holding already for about 10-15 minutes. Come on, this is going to be another interesting 1-minute candle, which should push us into the target. You don't want to reverse from there. 439 is great. I care about the dollar's value, right? So I don't want to make above $1,500 because then I'm going to take my payout threshold too much. And I have to... Come on. Fight with my trading afterwards. Do I have to prepare the fireworks? Do I have to trigger them? Obviously, stop loss is going to be set right now in profit. You don't want to hit my break-even stop loss, don't you? Just a little bit lower here. We were so close to the take profit, guys. And it seems like right now we're close to the opposite. Hitting on the stop loss.
Order filled.
The stop loss has been hit. But this is going to continue back to the top side, fellas. This is what I believe. So I'm going to re-enter 5 contracts
Order
at this
filled.
point. Let's go with it. Back into our trade. Looks beautiful so far. Look at that. Five more
Order filled.
contracts here. We were so close to the target. Nvidia looks great for a nice market continuation. BTC is pumping. Ethereum has nicely pumped. $100. And other cryptocurrencies did follow nicely. Yeah, we gotta be careful here with this volatility that we have. The only one that's suffering is the S&P. Yet once the S&P follows the Nvidia and fills up the gap, things are going to change because this way Nasdaq is going to nicely break out. Look at that, guys. Just, 2 minutes ago we were up by $1,000. Now we're just, But the reaction is not missing here. It's a very good reaction, which makes me
Order
add
filled.
2 more contracts. What an ugly situation so far in the way it has been rejected. 15 minute here, 5 minute. The usual ugliness. Obviously, if we break below this one, it's kind of over for a long. How we doing, guys? Good morning, everyone. Have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Good evening. Make sure to like the video and enjoy. Subscribe to the channel. And of course, for those of you that would like to be part of Ticktick Trader, I'm dropping you the link. 35% discount on the instant funding, the one I'm trading right now. Definitely not the best result in this specific trade. Gotta exit if it runs below this. You know, impossible for me to hold into this, and it's very likely to be touched. And then very likely for the markets to reverse, of course. Look at that. I mean, this is so risky. Liquidity sweep takes you out, and we had more than $1,000 profit just a few minutes earlier, and things have turned pretty ugly against us. Just fully came back to the same point. Yeah, 35% discount on the instant funding accounts. Code is Scrambo. At the checkout, you want to use the code. Link is right there, and enjoy the instant funding. The most purchased is the 150k, which goes with a $3,000 payout. 5% is your payout threshold. That's how much you have to make out of the account size, and that's also where you got your look at a beautiful buying. Beautiful buying. Come on, and it's time to push this thing back. 5% payout threshold, 5% max loss. It is 1-to-1. Look at that 15-minute candle. Yet I do love this 1-minute reaction. And I also love that we were not going through any liquidity sweep. Not yet. Hello, buddy. Hello, Kevin. Hello, guys. Anton. Hope you have a great day, fellas. Make sure to smash that like button so we keep up our community and get more and more popularity around the subject. What a beautiful time, what a beautiful spring. The starting time has been great as well for trading. We are still in profit on the account, but in the way this specific trade looks is definitely not the most entertainment number right there. Look at a loss value. That's quite 2,700. Come on, this candle. You want to react, you want to push, and give us the strength that needs to in order for the markets to hold on the current low they established. Like, you have a double rejection here. Look at me, guys. Look at my screen right now. Double rejection on 5-minute candle over there, just as double rejection at the top. This is a very strong liquidity game because we're speaking about a movement to 430 and then down to 260. That is 170 points. Which is a lot of the ticks, and that's a lot of the stop loss. An enjoyment for the market makers. Come on. Beautiful 1-minute reaction. Look at that, fellas. Who's gonna stop this? I tell you. My take profit is gonna stop this. A lot of volatility, be careful, indeed. I'm gonna be careful in a way. Putting together the fireworks. Ready, guys, for the take profit. If this 1 minute do not dies, do not fully rejects. Let's have a look into NVIDIA. NVIDIA looks great, guys, for a nice continuation. S&P 500 needs to fill the gap here. What's going on with you? Look at a whole gap. Beautiful 1 minute so far. Look at a whole gap here for the S&P 500. Once it starts moving to the top side, just like NVIDIA did today, things are going to be total different. BTC is very powerful as well. Looking forward for the upside. It's just a 200 EMA, you know, showing a form of temporary resistance here for Bitcoin on 84,800s. But you see how this 200 EMA acts very strongly. You know, a bunch of bot trading going on those levels, so obviously orders are triggered. Gold is probably going to try to hold this level. 2,917, 917. It definitely has those very strong pressure. Great signal. 1 minute is pushing, guys. Do I have to prepare at this time the fireworks? Is this ready to allow me and secure my daily target? Daily profit target. Ticktick trader, just like I said. You need this specific cup to be a successful trader. What a nice rejection, right? What a beautiful rejection. I do enjoy that. Look at that. And obviously, wouldn't be surprised to see this whole thing down here, take out the liquidity, do a nice liquidity sweep, take me out, and then just go. Go along with the S&P at that time and just, you know, play with people. It's too much volatility here, guys. Look at that. Ugly wicks from both sides. This is having a strong level of undecided here for the short term, even though Nvidia looks great. Nasdaq and the S&P is not that amazing. Look at that. Yeah, definitely the risk and reward ratio right now is definitely not the best. Yeah. I had great 2 times here to take some profits, to work around the break even with a stop loss, to increase it, right? This is quite ugly, guys. If I get my ass saved here for the 3rd time, this was not the best active risk management handling of a trade. No. I think about it right now, could have partially exited because it's very likely for the stop loss to be touched, right? So I could have sold something and then with the rest to work around a break-even stop loss and increase the target with the rest of the position that has been left, because a breakout is going to be strong and that gives, you know, certain points. But now we are very close to the stop loss to be touched. Risky stuff, right? Are they going to just take this back to the top again? Would be kind of ridiculous on the 1 minute. I'm perfectly sitting above with my take profit above this chopping structure, just like perfectly sitting above with my stop loss. Sitting below with a stop loss, right? Perfectly representing the borders so far. But again, it's very risky for the stop loss right there. I mean, not the best way I handled, just like I said, this one. Yeah, should have nicely sold a part of it. Come on, bulls, you definitely want to protect this area. The thing is, if it goes to my 255, it doesn't mean they will not protect this with a nice rejection on the 5-minute, right? This is the problem. This is why I'm in a bad situation. Because if it goes to 255, the whole thing can still be bullish, and I'm in a long. There you go. If they're going to reject it here again, if they're going to protect that one once again, this is going to be crazy. It would be like the 4th time. An invalidation point has to be very clear, but this one is not. It is not. The thing is also from the dollar standpoint, I cannot work with a stop loss which is deeper. What's happening on the other side? BTC facing some issues, of course. Nvidia is still holding nicely, guys. Which is why here on the Nasdaq side, things could be saved. No vodka today, buddy. We're not going to have a vodka today, fellas. We are going to enjoy with a green tea. A Japanese green tea as usually. If I would have had a nice vodka, I would have definitely handled this trade totally differently. Much better. But this way, no. Look at that rejection. Look at that. What a rejection over here. Tesla, a nice gap here. You are ready to fight back. Come on. What's wrong with you? BTC on 84. If BTC has the ability to react like this, usually Bitcoin only does this if the other markets are strong as well. Slightly above 300s here. I'm sure there's people longing it, expecting basically from the bulls to confirm on this levels. 260, 265, 270s, 300s. They have been protected so far. So why not continuing? And allowing me to survive in a wrong trade that I did. This is a wrong trade, guys. This is definitely something that I'm not proud about. It's just that it's not worth for me to cut it at this point where the bulls are expected to confirm their presence. The reason I said I am in a wrong trade because I've handled it wrong at a time I've been in profit. And it was right after the market opening, so that expected volatility was there. And I didn't have it in consideration that the markets could easily turn around for another 100 point, just like that. Big numbers on the table. Nvidia, come on. You nicely hold. Golds want to fight back. For the crypto space, is a kind of pump and dump environment. So you want to be careful with the leverage. Look at that. I don't want to get scared as long as I start being in profit with this one if it happens. So I don't want to be scared about the green numbers, about securing those profits. Makes sense to take liquidity above this levels. There's a lot of trades going around this level, so it definitely makes sense. Depends on the numbers. Which is actually the limit that is worth to be taking out earlier. Look at that. That's a terrible sell-off. We're very close to hitting our stop loss. Pretty bad so far.
Order filled.
There you go. Stop loss has been hit nicely. We got to move into the 250k account. What's happening with the level here? Let's get to a different time frame. Let's get into the daily. What an ugly chart. But the daily has the 200 EMA. Yeah, there is a very strong possibility here of reaction, guys. Very strong possibility, honestly. The 250k. Nasdaq. Two contracts long. They're not micros. We're going to close position, $900 secured. So a quick $900 profit on this one. Little fireworks for this one. Definitely not a good feeling for the other trade, but still. This is a quick scalp here.
Order filled.
Two more contracts again. We're back in a long here. Let's have a look into a quick scalp. A decent possibility here for the markets to push back to to some good levels. Like, I wouldn't be able to hold more than that. And of course, I gotta play the stop loss below the structure. $1,650 plus the profit that I made. If the stop loss is not touched. Very close to that. I guess there is an interesting volume here of buying pressure trying to save the 200s. This would actually give me $2,500 profit. And that's kind of the maximum I want to have as a target. For a specific day. About 20-30 points to go here. Interesting situation. Come on, 20 points. High volatility is there. So that's a very tight stop loss in the way everything looks like, and the liquidity sweep is real. Yep. Expecting an interesting market bounce here. Expecting the bulls to strongly hold on to that 200s. But again, the volatility could easily wipe you out, and that's it, right? Would definitely look into longing the other 150k accounts as well. With a single
Order
contract,
filled.
we jumped into a long here too. And get back to this account here, specifically on 250k. So we're sitting in a long on a 150k as well. This is a very interesting spot that potentially could hold. The 150k is no stop loss right now. This is quite of a tight stop loss here, but this is a 250k account, so it deals with bigger numbers. Yeah, a lot of liquidity on the 150s, indeed. And there you go. Very close. Very, very, very close.
Order filled.
It is such good reaction. There you go. Has been touched.
Order filled.
Back into the long here. Back into the long here. With a single contract. Push back into the 250s. Could even push higher than that. For the promotion of TTT, there is the usual commission of people purchasing under my code. So the accounts that I have nothing to do with the affiliate side, the accounts that I have are totally under my responsibility of finance, starting from the price of the account down to the payouts of the account. But of course, for the affiliate purchases, it's the affiliate commission. And that's a reward anyone can allocate basically to the person they are appreciating and considering it helped them at some point, one way or the other. Very interesting, guys. There is a form of support here, but it is not extremely convincing so far. So there's some reactions of the bulls, yet it fails on the continuation. This one is out with the temporary deactivated. Stop loss has been fully touched on those. We came back below the original balance with 1,200. We came back below the original balance with 1,200 for those 150k accounts. We were on profit with that one for the day, twice above 1 grand, and it has now been closed. Interesting spot here to double up on the contracts, but still. Nvidia, BTC fully retraced, as usually, Ethereum as well. And the S&P 500 broke below the low. Interesting spot here, which could hold and then push. Reverse from here.
Order filled.
One more contracts. We're sitting on 2 contracts, guys. Two contracts so far. Nice movement over there. Selling
Order
one of the
filled.
contracts. And the stop loss is going to be set on our entry break even. We did close the contract in profit. So the rest of the trade is in break even. How you doing? How do you enjoy, guys? Make sure to smash that like button and have a great time on the topic. Looks like a decent opportunity here. 5-minute engulfing should give us another nice green candle of 5 minutes. Should easily give us the retest towards the 300s. I'm sitting with a target here on 336. I do need that 2,500 total profit for today. So would never underestimate the strength to the upside. It is this specific top right here. This one right there, which kind of holds us down. So that's why I want to play this with a break even. Of course, wouldn't deny the possibility again to revisit the low of this structure and then, you know, just re-enter over there, re-enter if that's gonna get touched. That's why I do have here a stop loss set a level, which is not an invalidation point, which would not be bearish if it's touched, right? As I said, in the crypto space these days, we are in a pump and dump markets. With all the... yeah. That one has been touched, so now we might have an opportunity to re-enter at this level if we believe it holds. I don't want to see this thing going down, so... if it fails going down, obviously I'm going to re-enter. But the reason we got out is because of the risk of going down to the 150s. Should be looking much better. Let's see what's happening here at this levels. Very interesting spot here. Not gonna take a long here and play that tight, especially that I'm not gonna be into micros. I'm into minis right now. Could go along micros. Let me get into micros. Allows me a better management, active management of the trade. Look at that. You broke below once again. Are we ready to print some rejections here? Yep. We're gonna wait a little more here and see how does it plays out so far. Did fail to push higher than 250s. There's a, you know, internal triple top rejection here. 1, 2, 3. We were in a good trade for a nice continuation like that. That has not been delivered. So now the selling pressure, as you can see, guys, it is not having strength to throw us in a nosedive or a cliff, right? It's not that kind of a cliff movement that runs 50 points per 5 seconds. It is slowly breaking lows and slowly adjusting from there. On the 5 minute, we actually got into the oval sword perspective here. And usually those are places of reaction. But still, I'm going to wait a little more and see. How do we look around? Let's have a look into the 15 minute. Which is also getting slowly into the oversold. Highly oversold. 1 hour. Is in a painful situation. Back to 5 minutes. Yeah, the markets are down a lot. Look at Nvidia, probably is breaking the low, which is going to take Nasdaq a little lower. Tesla is coming after the gap. This one. About $8 to go. Probably any little buying pressure is going to be annihilated. Far away from the daily opening, which sits right there on 527 right now. To trade nearly around 20,000 is interesting, and obviously even further away from the weekly and the monthly, like 1,000 points. Nvidia back to the daily opening. It had a reversed V shape, just like the BTC. BTC broke below from the opening time, pushed basically to the monthly opening, back below. There's so much liquidity game around the markets. Look at the Ethereum as well, is something you guys might trade as well. Everything sits on significant level of significant area, significant level of support, which obviously traders are looking forward to seeing confirmations and protection from the bulls. Yeah, we don't want to hurry up. We don't want to hurry up. Make sure to join our Discord. I've shared with you the link in the chat. Make sure to join our Discord, our community, the place we keep up with the trades and discussions that we have and enjoy, of course. So there is a 1 minute reaction here, but it is not very convincing. No. And the 5 minute looks very ugly, right? So in this case scenario, It's very hard to long such a thing. Other than Nvidia, which looks better, and it just might form a double bottom here. And then go with the markets. Nvidia could be the one saving the markets at this level. With all the risk due for a 20,000 movement, another 100 points. Flush everything out and continue. Yeah, a very good spot to buy basically crypto throughout the entire March. They are on 80 days of downtrending environment, so almost 3 months. Some of the cryptos got 90 days of downtrending environment, which means 3 months. So some of them retraced during this stage. I'm speaking about the altcoins. 60%, 65%. Most of them are sitting around 50, 55. So obviously to DCA, it is a very, very promising spot here. But of course, CFTC rule 4.41, be careful when it comes down to trading. This is no financial or investment advice. This is a specific show dedicated for education and entertainment. Serious, rational, and very constructive for our community members in terms of whatever I do. Positive or negative trades, people will learn from here. Just like I said, the reason I've lost basically in the copy trading accounts trade on the 150K is because I've been twice in profit, not exited anything. I've been dealing with micros, which is the reason usually I'm dealing with micros is for micromanagement and the ability to partially exit nicely, and at the same time no break-even stop loss. So we have been risking too much with that right after the opening. It is a mistake. Nvidia wants to hold. I mean, Nvidia looks much better, totally better than anything else. Right, so that's why I'm kind of questioning here Nasdaq as well. Kind of questioning it. Yeah, more than 60% down on the altcoin, some of them 70, 75%. So after such retracement in a bull market, it's supposed to be bull market, it's just a bull market for Bitcoin and some of the other crypto that are moving, but it's not that overall bull market. It has not started yet. We're going to give it a try here on a 5 longs. With a stop loss below the structure. And a decent possibility here. We're dealing with micros, so... And this is a 250k account, so... Let's see if we have the ability to push. Let's see another 5 contracts. If we don't get rejected here, then we could nicely represent a continuation that is going to look stronger. But you don't want to get rejected here. You want to push back to 227. 227 quickly. What does that mean for us? Means about $1,900. We got 10 contracts, 10 micros. Looks decent so far. Come on, time for a little higher push. Time for a decent continuation. You just cannot get non-stop pressured. You just don't want to be there. You want to stop that pressure. This is an interesting trade. I mean, we're exactly at the breakout on the entry. About 30 points right now. But the 1 minute has force. So the question is this one representing sufficient force at the moment? Should I eliminate the chance of a V-shaped recovery? Should I exclude that? What do you think, chat? What do you think about a possible V-shaped recovery? NVIDIA is holding on to a double bottom. S&P 500 is on a decent reaction here, and it has that gap, so I would not be surprised at all to see S&P 500 today or tomorrow grabbing that hole, filling up that gap. That's quite a big one on the opening. Looks ugly, right? BTC is trying to hold the line, obviously breaking below and taking some of the liquidity out, which is exactly what it always does. Beautiful, beautiful pressure over there. Which means
Order
I'm another
fill.
5 contracts long. So 15 contracts here. And I've set the target a little bit higher. A little bit higher, going for basically the max daily profit from this one. 2,980 minus the 484 we got is going to put me... Sorry, fellas. Is going to put me on 2,500, which is my daily target. Come on. That 1 minute closing we had is looking great. Wants to continue that 1 minute closing we had. And it would be a shame not to do so. You want to respect the 1 minute candles. It's just too much noise around them. This is an interesting spot for me, honestly. Look at that.
Order
we sold
filled.
5 contracts. We sold 5 contracts on that little swing to the top side. And obviously, I'm not going to risk any more on that one. Simply, I'm just going to put my stop loss to my entry. It's at $2.5. We're trading 10 micros. And I need my $2,500 for the day. I need that. Valuable position here. For a market continuation, this is a valuable position. Right, so I guess there is a bunch of people that are reshorting this positions. So it's time to play with them. NVIDIA possible double bottom right there. These boys are acting interesting. Come on. I'm just gonna sell here another 5 contracts.
Order filled.
And I will fully exit at this level, guys.
Order filled.
There you go. Beautiful. This one deserves fireworks. I'm sorry, guys, but this one deserves fireworks. 1,889 we are in profit. After we were down significantly on this account. Right, so this has been beautiful. This has been decently delivering. About $480 down before we close this trade, so probably we made around $2,300 on this trade. Now, I do have to wait. There is a 5-minute minor V-shaped recovery, and this is possible to continue, which is something I would definitely expect. I'd love to see the markets back to the 200 EMA. I'd love to see it back to 480, 527 on the daily opening. And I would love to remember about this right here in the way it is. Just as a nice stop loss game. Make sure to smash that like button, guys. It definitely deserves it. It was a great trade that we had here. Could play here tight on a new trade. I'm still gonna trade this account. I'm still expecting to make more here. So there is resistance here. We've been rejected so many times. We're also above the base balance of the account, so we're having 250,312. That 312 is not the biggest value out there, but still. We've been down on this account, especially in the first day and the way we started. It wasn't the best day, but simply, if you allocate time and sufficient time and you work hard, numbers can be recovered. I do remember I was $1,000 away from the max loss, and things have been recovering from there. And I did post it on my community on Discord, how it went. So the first day was, terrible, along with other days. And then we had numerous days that were great. So. Yeah, great trade. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. It did produce a decent amount of money right here, so I'd like to reconsider longing this. And I am not really afraid of the current price action. By also looking at the other instruments that are holding the daily opening, that's definitely never bearish. When you hold your daily opening, you're not bearish. Let's have a look into the 15-minute. If that 15-minute engulfs like it looks right now, that's great. Look at the 1 minute. The 1 minute looks
Order
beautiful
filled.
for a market continuation here with that wick below.
Order
So we're going to
filled.
go by 10 contracts. How much do we need? About $740. Quickly take those highs. That's all you have to do. Take those highs. And I am out because I get to my max profit of the day, and that would be sufficient here. Beautiful. Come on. 1 minute rejection must happen. Give me that. Give me that 1 minute rejection. Looks great for a continuation, guys. I mean, look at that. That's so ugly in the way that resistance appears on 240s up to 260s. It's so ugly. It's so attracting to play above that level. The 1 minute here, these are the levels that should hold us. So I do have to leave room for the markets to react. Interesting spot here. And the video looks attracting. Link is in the description area, guys, for Ticktick Trader. Coupon gives you 35% on instant funding out. So you get straight ahead and start trading. Coupon code is at the checkout scramble. You can utilize that from the description area. Everything and every details is right there. All the details, everything. I don't want to be sitting here into a long of a resistance, of a tap, of a possible top, of a possible resistance, right? I'm not supposed to long a resistance, but I've been definitely looking for a breakout and a minor one. This is maybe not even considered a breakout because there is a wick here. Look at that. There is a wick here on 257 right there, that one. Exactly where my target is located. Beautiful reaction, fellas. You know this is usually deserving a DCA with the exit of the fresh positions below the low has been established. But there is no need for me to DC. I only have to produce 740 bucks here, and I'm fine with that. Looks great, guys. Looks great as a trade. The 1 minute closing we had is really powerful. Really, really powerful. Wants, a strong market continuation. That's what it wants. So we deserve this. In terms of, I don't like this movement. We're going to DCA here 3 more contracts. We have 13 contracts right now. This is really an interesting spot. In terms of the issue with the credit card, it is an exception. It is also a temporary thing they're going to fix. You want to try purchasing from your mobile. You want to try purchasing from your computer, but a different browser. It is a bug in the system. And usually the credit card payment system is a third-party service, so it has nothing to do with a TTT company. Yeah, the payment issues are something that will be quickly solved. Just, you know, takes a little bit of time. Come on. We didn't lost that low, and we did that for a reason. Do I have to prepare the fireworks, guys? What do you think? What do you think, guys? Do I have to prepare the fireworks for touching the payout threshold, to touching the top? To touch the sufficient profits for the day? 20 points, 10 points, come on. I'm ready to push for the fireworks. You just don't want to be chopped out. You just don't want to get rejected at that level and reverse back. What a resistance we have over there, guys. I mean, once that breaks out, it's going to run so hard. The thing is, I don't need that money above that level.
Order filled.
There you go. It has been touched and the fireworks are there, guys. 2,650 for the day on the account. We've touched our maximum profit we need for the day. I don't want more. It's sufficient for the day in terms of the profit for this account. Yep, we got the fireworks ready, prepared, and triggered. If I keep it on 2,500, then my payout threshold is going to remain on 12,500 because this is 5% of the 250k. The payout threshold is at 5%. Max daily loss is also at, not daily loss, max total loss is also at 5%, 12,500. Look at that. If you don't exit at the right time and you become greedy, this was just a liquidity sweep with a few points, and then the market comes back to take the break-even stop losses. Takes out the break-even stop losses. It always enjoys doing that, although the Nvidia looks great on 15 minute. BTC wants to react as well. For BTC, we gotta, you know, quickly get above monthly opening, right? 84,000. I mean, in terms of Bitcoin, let me tell you honestly, guys, and the way the market is shaping itself these days after, like I said, some of the cryptocurrencies were down about 80 days and even more, right? So after a such period, in a moment where things supposed to be bullish, as we are speaking about a bull market for Bitcoin, usually the altcoins are following what does the BTC do, but it seems like it wasn't the case. So we had an extended bearish environment in the alts. BTC survived. I mean, this correction that we're doing is not bearish. What's happening on the price section for Nasdaq? Playing around with the liquidity. Sorry, guys. Look at that. If I would have had my stop loss set at this level, I would have been in danger again. Not exiting at the top, right? Just like I did with the first two trades at the day when I've been in profit on the other accounts, right? Exactly the same thing. You're scalping, you're day trading. If you don't exit, you get wiped out. Nvidia is pushing back, guys, and it might break today's highs. There's also a gap above the weekly and monthly opening that's not going to remain untouched. Above 123 right there. This is not going to remain untouched in the upcoming period. Weekly and monthly gaps are extremely attracting points. So we will accept that. What's happening on the Ethereum? The usual volatility. Look at a beautiful 1 minute reaction here. Beautiful trade. Make sure to smash that like button, everyone, and having a great time by subscribing. I'd like to see more details about the crypto summit, which is going to happen at the White House. I'd like to see a very official announcement coming from Trump. It's going to shake the markets and probably to the upside. We got to quickly get back above 100 grand. Good job, guys, on our community for trading. Enjoy. Make sure everyone to participate. In our community. Once again, for those of you that would like to grab your instant funding prop firm Ticktick Trader account, make sure to join us. The coupon code is Crembo at checkout. A variety type of accounts which are listed right there. I can explain with you. There is 35% right now. It's the max discount. 3 accounts are discounted. The 250k almost never goes discount, only on very special occasions as flash sales, but that's not the case, obviously. So the best one in terms of ratios, 7,500 max loss plus 7,500 payout threshold, right? So you have this 5% is the 150k account. $3,000 is the max payout per one request. After 6 payouts, you are on live trading. You qualify for live trading. There is a max daily loss as well, 3,750. It's a soft breach. If you touch that, your account is not going to get banned. Simply just going to be off for the trading. It's going to get paused for that specific day. Have a good time. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you are participating. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. What's happening? Is it the 200s not capable to be converted? $300's got to be converted. This is a level right here which has been holding nicely. So you see what happens, guys, if I would have not exited, I would have paid a price just like I did pay today on the other accounts. Been twice in profit. And I was too greedy. But it happened to me so many times to do early exits instead of letting my winners run and secure the whole profit for the day. So I did early exit. And I was trying to reorganize in new trades. Markets went higher and higher, and my nice target would have been touched. So that has not been touched. I bought higher and I got burned. Instead of being with a nice total profit touched, that is my target for today, 2,500, I ended up in minus because I bought too high. And I was kind of under the FOMO. So in trading, it kind of happens all the scenarios, and it's pretty much inevitable to be part of a such thing. However, we are enjoying and having a great time so far on the stream. Make sure to smash that like button, fellas, and enjoy yourselves. This is a good day on a 250k, a decent day. I mean, it's a very good day when you touch your max total profit that is needed. Yet obviously, considering the other accounts where we are deeply down for the day and below the starting point, it is probably not the best touch with that. But still, we are just, what is it today? Is it Tuesday? Probably Tuesday. A lot to go. A lot to go. And a lot to work on it. This is having $1,000 extra on top of the original balance, so we need quite some days out here. Let me share with you my performance stats with this one. Have a look into that. So we lost $4,000 in the first day of trading. And then we made, in the other 2 days, we made $5,173. That's why we're in profit. $4,000 loss in the first day of this account. And then that has been recovered. Which is why usually it helps with the stop losses, of course, because any loss can be recovered as long as the account is still alive. That's a very important lesson everyone should know. If the account is no longer alive, then obviously it's gone. So impossible to recover from a loss when the loss is too big. Yet, as long as the account survives in a decent way, a too big loss do not exist because everything is recoverable. Obviously, it is more difficult from the mental side. It is more inconvenient, but you have to see that as an exercise. Such exercises should be welcomed as well. Let's have a look into the 1 hour. We've been doing a non-stop sell-off, right, for Nasdaq. Take a look at that. So once this specific top has been established on 21st of February, so since 21st of February, we are in a non-stop sell-off. The current rejection here with a possibility at this level to have a divergence. The one top you have to convert will be the one at 21,000. It's not going to be sufficient to break above 575 above this level. Not going to be sufficient, right? I mean, what you need if you break above that, and if you want to make that sufficient as a breakout, you have to slightly go a bit higher, 800s, come back to it, 580s, and bounce from that level. This way, things would be wrapped up in a good direction. Something that I wanted to see is on the daily. Daily 200 EMA. You don't often lose that. Look at that. In November 2023, we've touched that. We have been bouncing from here 47% during 259 days. 47%. Then you retrace back to the line, touch the line, bounce the gain a lot. You bounce the gain from the wick to the top 28%, 133 days. So the question is right now, is there going to be another bounce from here in the upcoming months? Push through 2025, still bullish, and probably by the end of 2025 see some madness going on. However, where the current political, economical economical environment looks better, it's more stable than the political unpredictability with all the presidents, with all the discussions, with all the subjects that are generating a form of uncertainty in the markets, and this is what takes us down a lot. This is the dangerous field. I don't know what to say about a short right now. I don't know what to say about a market continuation to the downside. A market continuation when Nvidia made a double bottom like this, for me, this is unlikely. I wouldn't short today. What was about short? I guess it was already about the shorts, so I don't feel comfortable in a short after such sell-off. Probably some micro scalping. Probably that would fit, but still, it's not my taste. Great time so far. Good accomplishment here. I could also lose about 120 bucks, right? And even my earnings. Because this way, I'm going to take my payout threshold a little bit higher. So I could go for a little loss. But I'm not going to risk. I'm not going to risk anything. Sufficient, fellas. Sufficient 2,650. And a great time. So tomorrow the live stream continues on the usual starting time. And we're going to have an amazing day. So I'm looking forward to it, fellas. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you to all of you. Make sure to smash that like button. And I am looking forward our next live stream tomorrow. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it a lot. Hope you have an amazing day. Hope you had a great trading day as well. And you have gained some positive moments out of this stream. We've been out here for 2 hours. It's something very interesting, fellas. We got the average view duration is around 25 minutes. This is a really great sign. Which means the average user is watching around 25 minutes before it leaves. You got people leaving after a minute, but you got people sitting on our stream for 2 hours. So that's why we have a very good average, I consider 25 minutes for the average view duration. Amazing. Thank you once again, fellas. Wish you a great day. See you tomorrow, fellas. Enjoy and have a great time.